Our Slick Show pregame continues here from Fox City Stadium. I'm joined with Coach Wayne Sankey of the top seed at Pacelli Cardinals. And Coach, just kind of talk about the experience now, back-to-back years making it to this point. Just talk about the journey this team has gone on and the experience these past two seasons.
Yeah, and the past two seasons have been great for us to get to Appleton 2 years in a row after 17 years of not being there. And then, going back even a year before that when we lost in the sectional final in extra innings against Edgar. That's where that kind of left a little, a little wound to our boys that they didn't want that feeling again. So they've been taking care of business the last couple of years. Last year we were really close against the Leva Strum, but that doesn't count. So we're coming down to Appleton today to hopefully take care of some business.
And you talk about the players and the thought of not letting this happen again. That seems to be a trend with this Cardinals athletics as a whole. Talk about how they've rebounded from last year, going into a new season, and really having an even stronger campaign.
Yeah, if you look at our overall record from this year to last year, our kids have just been really consistent this year. We lost 2 early games, and they took that 17-game winning streak into a very difficult team in Aquinas. And we've had a tough schedule outside of our conference as well. So hopefully they're tested and they're ready to go.
And you talk about that schedule. 3 teams that you played are playing in Appleton. You talk about Aquinas, also 2 of them in your own division. You got a rematch from 3 weeks ago with Edgar. How big has that scheduling been to know the level that you have to play at when you get this late in the season?
We talked about it this year throughout the season. Not only did we want the 1 seed at the sectional or the regional seeding meeting, we also wanted the 1 seed going to the state tournament. Those kids have been playing for that all year. Give them credit, but now it's time to take care of business.
And most teams, especially in these lower divisions, are going to be built on their pitching staffs. Having as many arms as you guys do has always been a benefit. Talk about just the pitching this year, really having so many reliable arms.
Right. We've got 4 seniors at the top of that rotation that get the majority of our innings, and their experience is good. We did something in the sectional semifinal that we hadn't done all year. We brought Lucas Hammerly in relief. We've got options. We can use Lucas, we can use Tomas. We got Melise Badoon, and then also Nate Hammerly. That could be an option out of the bullpen too. And we're going to do whatever it takes to win game 1, and hopefully that happens, and we can worry about game 2 a couple days later.
And you talk about just that leadership. It's spearheaded Kelton Opper as your number 1 starter. Talk about how he's taken that experience from last year, throwing such a good game on that field, and then pulling back and having such a monster year.
Yeah, I think he's as ready as he can be. He's been working hard not only during this season but during the off season for this opportunity. He wanted to get back, and he's really getting after it. Hopefully, going to get a W for us this year.
And on the other side, when you look at the bats, you guys have different ways to manufacture runs. You can play small ball. You can swing for the gaps. You steal bases. There's such a versatility that this team has. Just talk about what you're looking for from your offense against a team like Edgar and like Affelbeck, who you've seen.
Yeah, we have options, which is nice. We have guys that are willing to give themselves up to get the bunt down and move the runners over. However it may be, or however we may feel, the best way for us to score early is going to be very important in this game.
And then when you look at your opponent, you look at Edgar. Again, you saw them 3 weeks ago. It was a tight one. Both teams threw their number 1s. Is there anything to take from that game going into this one, or is it just a non-conference game? You move on, and then it's a whole different.
No, I think we can take a lot out of that game because, like you said, we faced their number 1. They faced our number 1. Matter of fact, I think I'm in the 3rd inning of rewatching that game on Zaleski Sports right now before practice. But we're going to look at it again and look and see if we can find any other tendencies that we can pick up on. But our kids have faced their pitcher before and had some success, and Kelton faced them and had some success as well, and we hope we can repeat that.
And really also just for the school in general, you guys are the last event that's going to be going on during as the school season winds down, but it's been a great spring. It's really as a coach, as an athletic director, what is it like to see the things from both inside and outside, what the Pacelli really programs have done?
Yeah, for sure. Our spring sports have always been very strong with golf and softball taking second state this year, and baseball. The experience these kids had this spring. I think we're close to 40 student athletes that got to participate at the state level. So that's saying something about their work ethic and how well they do during the spring season.
And then turning it back toward the baseball tournament here. 3 of the 4 teams in Division 4 are very familiar with each other. The one that isn't is Johnson and Crick. Obviously, that's for a later discussion. But I guess, what does it mean for those three teams, you think, that you guys all know each other?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, it will make it a little bit more competitive, and it's not going to be easy, especially if we were happen to play Pittsville again. But we've got to take care of Edgar. That's the one thing we're really focused on. The nice thing is hopefully we can take care of business and we can watch a little bit of that game before ours. But Edgar's our focus right now.
And then for you as a coach, what is it like have this experience at State, seeing the kids walk in wide-eyed and be able to walk on a minor league field, and then from the dugout, what's that experience like?
Yeah, it's obviously a really cool experience. With our boys, last year most of these guys experienced that last year, so they're not going to be as wide-eyed as they were last year. I think they're just going to be relaxed. They're having fun. We're going to have a fun practice. And for me, it means a lot just to get back there and coach there and have my stepson on the team. And then also Kelton Opera. I mean, I've known him since he's 4 or 5 years old. He's been a bat boy for me in the summer. So it's pretty special, but we want to make it even more special.
And then lastly, so what's going to be your biggest key for this one, going to try and take down Edgar?
I think the biggest thing for us is there are going to be some things that aren't going to go our way. And we stress this a lot, kind of like the Gibraltar game. We gave up 2 runs early. And that hadn't happened all season. I don't think Kelton had given up 2 runs in the first inning to anybody. So the boys just know that something in the 7-inning game, something's not going to go their way. It's just how they react. And I like the way they've been reacting when they've been down. And I really like the attitudes and the way we've been preparing for this game. So I'm feeling really good about these boys.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot. Best of luck, and good luck on the field.
All right, thank you.
As Wayne Sankey of the Pacelli Cardinals, our All Select pregame show continues when we return. First pitch just around the corner on Zaleski Sports.